Hello everybody. How are you? Let's get this situated here. What the heck? All right, there we go. So welcome. Yes, we are getting ready to do our live pop-up RepFest. And people are coming. Yes, people are coming. How amazing. So yeah, let's let some people get on. How you doing? Hi, Diane. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing this as I do in the group. So bear with me just a second. Talk to me. Say hi. Let me know. Hashtag live. Hashtag replay. If you are on or you are watching this later, we will be putting this on a YouTube. Yes. So quite exciting. Tonight's guest is going to be fun. Now last night was Scott Kramer. OMG, that was a blast. But it's going to be even better tonight. It just keeps getting better, you know? So let me get this on my page here. Hold on. Let's do this. Da-dum, da-dum. Let's see here. Trying to keep up with y'all. So it is going to be somebody. JP always asks, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? But I have to tell you, he's been right on a lot of them. I was shocked. He called, and I did not tell him ahead of time. He just kind of knows me and knows the people that I pick, I think. I think that's it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Hold on, just finishing up this, sharing this everywhere. Make sure that if you think this can be beneficial on the live stream, the reason I started out on my page is because I'm public, and you can share this in your groups, okay? And let's put this here so I can keep up with the comments. So we are another day closer, and believe it or not, there is still time. Still time to sign up for RepFest. And we have seen some people say, yeah, you know, we're going, and, you know, Michael Senstack gave away some Herbie the Hedgehogs, and Phyllis is giving away coaching, and it is just going to be an amazing time, guys. It really, really is. We can keep talking about the same things, but I think when you meet some of the people who are going to be there, to me, that's what excites me. It excites me to see them again. It excites me when I see people say, oh, I haven't met you. I haven't met you, and I want to meet you in person. And I'm like, yay, somebody still wants to meet me in person. Or somebody saying, the first time I met this person, it inspired me. This person's exactly like they are when they're on Facebook. And I'm like, well, yeah, we're all exactly how we are. We just like touchy-feely then. So it's going to be a really great time. And but I don't want to tell you about this alone. I could do that all day long. I could tell you every memory. I think they're all drilled in my head. But there's no greater way to do this than to do it with a friend. And the guest tonight, I shouldn't even call this person a guest. This person is family. I'm probably going to give it away. This person has been to my house. This person has eaten my food. This person has been a rock star to me long before I knew this person. I remember me saying, oh, I can't wait till I meet this person. I'm just so excited. And then I did, and it was like we had known each other forever. And that is an amazing thing when you have that kind of just instant connection, that you love what they do, you love what they stand for, you love how real they can be. And I've read a lot of stuff today about people not liking that real thing. Tough toenails, because when you hang with me and my friends, it gets real. It gets real. We tell you the truth. So let me see here. First of all, let us see if I can. Adding. I'm so excited. Can you tell? I'm so excited. Look who it is!
I thought it was Eric Mullins.
everybody, JP. Matter of fact, in my words, I'm sorry, the Avon man. There's just no other way to put it. He is the Avon
Let's hear that.
Yes, just flip it, boy, flip it. I'm telling you, yes, absolutely. JP, I know this is going to be one of the most viewed videos. I know it will be because number one, we just don't know how to have fun when we're together. I mean, we just got to do that. But you have so many memories. You were attending some of these with your mom. Not a rep fest thing, but I got to meet you. But see, I saw you at all these things when I was too shy to say, there he is. That's the Hall of Famer. Oh my gosh. And I was like being all starstruck. Now he's my friend and I go, shut the hell up, JP. It's just how it is. But JP, you people watch you. Look at your following. Look at not just your page, but your group, the makeup that you share, the way that you share the demo book, every stinking campaign till all hours. He's following my big mouth. That's why I'm always running late. But it is, you are amazing. And people who don't know you, and believe it or not, there's some people who are probably going to watch this who do not know you. But I know once they hear you, I know that they're going to want to meet you, so he's going to get bombarded. I know he is. He's going to get bombarded at RepFest. So, JP, I'm going to kind of let you take it away for a little bit here and tell everybody why they need to be a part of it. Also, hopefully, let you share some memories, people you've met, friendships that you've acquired, and why you believe this is important for anybody who's serious about their business. So everybody, here's the star. Here's JP. Go ahead, JP. Take it away.
Thanks, baby. Well, I mean, for starters, you know, when I think of these conventions, I've been with Avon for 7 years. My first year, I didn't earn any trip, didn't attend anything. I just made PC and was just a unit leader at the time. So I really wasn't taking my business seriously. It wasn't when I went ahead and took my business seriously and started doing it full time. You know, my whole life, seeing my mom earn these trips. Give me a moment. Let me just make sure I mute my. Okay, cool. Seeing, you know, my mom earn all these trips and just having to. Am I there? I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Now you're here, JP. You froze up.
Am I there now? You hear me?
You're here now. You're here
awesome,
now.
cool.
Yes.
I'm getting messages, so I just muted my mic. Sorry about that. Okay. It's my dating app going off. All righty.
Hashtag he's so popular.
All right. So, okay. And it was my whole life just seeing my mom just have such an amazing time on these trips. And my whole life, I could never attend any of the trips because I wasn't 18 years old. So it was my very first trip. Now, on my very first trip prior to my very first conference prior, I earned my first trip to Hawaii, Oahu, which was 6 years ago. And so on that trip, I didn't know any of you. I was just a newbie. I was by my mom's side. I walked across stage. I was, you know, #1 in sales increase. And it was such an amazing moment. And a lot of people knew who I was, but I had no idea who anyone in the Avon world was. And the very first Avon representative to ever send me a friend request was Molly Stone Bibb.
I was like, I knew who you were. I was scared to say anything.
She knew who I was. She's like, I know that guy in the Mohawk. And I mean, and she was she was a sweetheart. She sent me a friend request and then she dedicated a song to me on this one. I was like, oh, this chick is pretty kick-ass. Okay, cool. So, you know, at the time, Molly Stone Bibb was just getting into social media. I remember Onward No Matter What barely had 2,000 members in the group at the time. And she was the only rep who was actively, you know, involved in the Avon community and sharing, you know, what Lisa Wilbur taught us years ago, you know, one team, one Avon, and just following in Lisa's footsteps. And so I always knew who Wilbur was too. She was like a legend. I always heard stories from her and never actually met her. And it wasn't until our very first trip, which was, in my opinion, my favorite conference of all time. And it was the Making Dreams Come True convention. It was our first that was my second trip with Avon. It was our first national convention. It was the first time they brought back a convention from, like, it's been years. I think Vegas was the last time they had a convention. So I was stoked to actually be there, and I remember you just like we were in the hallway, we crossed paths, and you just chased me down, and you're like, "You get over here," and you're like, you took off your wristband, you're like, "You wearing this?" and give me a big hug, and I think from there our relation from there everything just it took off from there. I mean, wow, wow, wow. Where do I begin? I mean, I believe the first intimate connection I made with anyone was with you. Outside of my team, I didn't know anyone, and it was Molly Stone Bibb who brought in my eyes to this community. I don't know how many other times I've stated, if it wasn't for that trip, I would have never met you. If it wasn't for that trip, I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for that trip, I don't think I would have the presence or the platform that I do have to inspire other reps. And I always say the day I walk across stage and I'm like a woman of enterprise, flips hair back, I definitely know who I'm thinking. Who's that like top three of people who I'm thinking. No, but that's hilarious. I'm never gonna walk stage and be a woman of enterprise. Hey,
Oh my
Blue,
God.
come on.
I think there's agreement there in the room. There is agreement in the room. And
Hold on.
You know what? I don't want to say that's not possible, because with our company, anything's impossible. And it's a good thing that the reps aren't the ones who vote, because if they did, dude, you would have already been up there. It would have been it. Yes. You would have been.
But no, it was in that moment and in that trip, and it was the moment that really changed. No one, it was just noise outside. The moment that no one's there, Mom. The moment that really just changed. Oh, the moment that changed my life more than any other moment was your speech. And it was, at points where I felt defeated, points that I wanted to give up, at moments where I just didn't want to continue in this business. And yeah, at the time I was earning six figures with my sales. I sold over 400,000 a year. Yeah, I was earning a crap ton of money.
Did you all hear that? 400,000 a year. Oh my God, you can't just 400,000 a year. You can't do that. That's like massive, JP, massive. Oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at the time, as surreal as that moment was, and those 3 years that I had large sales, and I was still, every dollar I made, I was saving to reinvest into my very own, LABC that I have now. At points, even then, I wanted to give up. And at points, I wasn't sure, do I still want this? Do I still want to go back to the corporate world? Do I want a corporate gig? And so many times where I just wanted to quit. And then, when I opened my own shop, and the first 2 years of my business was just, everyone knows that story. I had 2 fires in 1 year. It was just, I was in so much debt, not knowing if I was going to survive. My leadership business wasn't taking off. And in moments where I just really was just defeated, I was introduced to this individual over here, this icon of a woman. I call her the 21st century Miss Helby. And it was moments where and you don't know this, but I've said this before, where I just wanted to quit my business, quit it, about to throw in the towel, just tears running down my face, defeated, crying, and about to just give it all up. And all of a sudden, an icon appears on Facebook, and Molly Stone Bibb is live, she's going through some struggle in life. And for some reason, I can relate to her right now, but she says, it's the journey that counts, onward no matter what. And then it was meeting so many other individuals on this trip and being inspired by so many other reps and hearing their struggle and their success and not knowing that I wasn't alone. And it got to the point where I just became so inspired by everyone. And then every single trip, sometimes you go and you think you know it all. I think I'm a know-it-all. You think you have it all. You're like, I got this. But you go on these trips and you get inspired by so many reps, so many up and coming reps. Those are the ones that inspire me the most. Who you just see them on that stage. They've been with Avon for less than a year and they're just killing it. Bronze leader in less than a year, rose circle in less than a year. And you're just like, wow. And, and for us leaders, to correct me if I'm wrong, Molly, we get defeated. Sometimes it's like beating a dead horse with some of our team members. You know what I mean? Like 75% of our team. Let's keep it real. And you're just like, okay, it's not going nowhere. But then you see that Julia walking across stage, and she's brand new with Avon, selling at honor society level. Is already a gold ambassador with Avon, less than a year with Avon. She's going places in her business, and you're just like, all right,
Yes,
I
that's
know
what
why I
it's
do it.
about.
It's about
That's what it's
finding that
about.
diamond in the rough. It's about those team members that still need that polishing, that still need that hand, that still need to be
Right.
shown, the opportunity. And that is what's so inspiring for me, because I was actually on a private chat today with Autumn, and we were just like, sometimes like we've been through it for so many years, and through the struggle and whatnot, and we're just like, it's all about that moment. That moment that we're gonna have when we're gonna discover a team member who's just gonna blow this business away, whom when we speak to them, our words have value and meaning, and
Yes.
have worth, and that is what this is about. It's about changing lives, and it's so surreal. And this year in and of itself, last year I had about 6 team members. This year I have about 10 team members, and today alone we now have 22 people coming, 5 new team members in the last inning, and I was like, oh my god.
That's so great. That's so great. That's so
And it's
great.
moments like that that are just so inspiring. And I guess for me this year, it's not going to be about me, and it's not going to be about what corporate's going to announce and whatnot. I think it's just going to see this year. I'm going to be with my team the entire time. And I'm going to be seated with them at all times. I just want to stare at I just want to see their impressions.
You want to be in the midst. You want to be in the midst, and
Yeah.
it's hard because JP, you're somebody who, you have become and still are one of the Avon icons that, here you are trying to be with your team, but everybody, they want to tell you thank you. And I know people do it on here all the time, but this is where, the last 6 months for me, I had to realize, sometimes you have to get out of the corporate scene because their job and what they do is so much different than I realized. What in the world do I want to be involved with that for? Because that's why I'm doing what I do. And sometimes you look at your team and you say, wait a minute, what's going on here? I don't understand, but I believe that it's so much bigger than our teams. And I think that what the Formidable Four and you and Carla Lytle and so many others that are picking up the torch and saying, for the first time ever in the last 4 or 5 years, we have become the company that's about the tribe. It's about all of us. It's about success with everybody. So many people are scared to come to these things because they feel like they're going to be by themselves. There is no such thing. I mean, do you feel that way? Do you feel like there's been a change like that it's just, we just all want to see everybody's success?
I really do believe that. I mean, yeah, there's some cattiness that goes on there.
Of course.
I mean, you won't find that anywhere.
Look,
I mean,
I'm guilty, JP.
I'm not
I'm
everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
I blocked like 10 reps who will be at RepFest this year, and I don't even want to see them. There's going to be an invisible one. It's like, you don't exist. You know what I mean? Because I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I'm just the way I am. And those who know me and know my heart, know my value, and know my words, and know that there's so much sarcasm in everything I say. And the same goes with you. I've seen when you put out content there, and then like everyone just wants to get butthurt about everything. And it's like, no, this is the reality. It's not
They do.
It's not, oh, welcome to Avon. Everything's going to be rainbows and butterflies, and you're going to make a lot of money. No, it's not. It's not like that. So
I get it.
It's not. And what I feel, back to that question, someone who's going for the first time. Hey, what's up, sexy?
You knew you were getting the lead bib head.
Oh my gosh. But I feel like back to that question, going for the first time, feeling alone, you shouldn't. And it's unfortunate. There's going to be a lot of reps who are not in the Avon world. Surprisingly, close to about 800 to 1,000 reps who are going of the 6,000 aren't even connected in the Avon, in the Facebook world. Sorry, they're not connected at all. So
Right.
I feel it starts with all of us. It starts with every single one of us making a change and being a brother and a sister to that fellow rep and inviting them to the, to the groups accordingly, and, and being a community and making sure that no one feels left out. And on these trips, no one does feel left out. Like, I have never refused, like, oh, I'm not taking a photo with you, or oh, I don't have time for this. No, we're there. That's what we're there for. We're not only there for our team members, we are there for every single rep to motivate, to inspire. That's what this is all about. One team, one Avon. And it's that person who may be sitting right next to you who can be your best friend. And years down the road, you both are looking back at your business and saying, remember when we're barely even PC members and now we're gold leaders, or now we're bronze leaders? Remember when, we were looking up on stage and, we were inspired by, Lisa Wilbur?
You're going to make me cry, because every time I think about those moments, I remember when I thought, I don't know if I will ever, I just want to be that happy. I just want to be that successful. And it's such a growth process, and they don't realize it. I mean, I know I kid you all the time, because we all know JP doesn't need to be told he's the man. He already knows he's the man. Okay. And we all know
it's
that.
All
like,
an act. I swear, it's all an act.
I know. But just in the last 2 years, I have seen such growth in you as a leader. And I know you were kind of looking for your throws in that, like, I want to give back. Everybody knew you wanted to give back, but how do you do that and control the frustration, but let people know you get frustrated too? And I've seen you really 98% of the time be able to draw that in and use that for the better. So the growth, and I'm sure your mom has to see, because she's a part of your life all the time, but I have to tell you, I see it. And I think because you hang with some of us oldies, I think that sometimes they just think, oh, well, he just is an old soul. And I'm like, no, he is what it is today. And he is the epitome of not giving up with fires and everything else. But you are that person that it doesn't matter if the person's 21 or if the person is 89, that when they find you, most love you, but yet you're still willing to give your heart and your knowledge. And it's not just us, not just the ones who are our closest. There are so many. When I think about that, let me ask you, there has to be rather an experience on your team or somebody that you knew, or maybe even for you yourself, that when you think about a conference, man, I'm glad I went to that one, because whether it was a speaker or whether it was a rep that you met, or maybe even somebody you inspired, can you give just a couple of examples of things you saw in other people, your own life, that said, man, that's why you can't miss one. That's why you got to be there.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, another reason why you had asked like 3 questions there at once, but I'm going to try to
I know.
roll with the punches.
I know.
How much time do we have? I'm kidding. Oh, by the way, before I continue, after this video, 5 minutes, I'm doing a live segment that everyone will be able to share, talking about the incentive. So you guys are all able to share it as well. It's going to go into details.
Don't forget, watch it.
It's going to be on the Avon Makeover Center, yeah. Okay, so back to the Making Dreams Come True convention. At the time, I think I had just made Gold Leader. Leadership was never really where I wanted to be in. It was never something that I saw money long term. Literally, like, my checks were like $150, $200. I know some of you are like, well, that's a lot of money, JP. No, trust me, it's not. $200, $250, and I was just like, or $400, and that was like the most at the time. And I was like, wow, like, this isn't worth my effort. I'd much rather keep the sale and make 40% than sign this individual up to be a team member. Right. And at the time, it was all local reps. And it wasn't until my favorite keynote speaker ever was Dan Hardy, ever. And it was this one phrase that he said that I always knew. My whole life I knew, but no one, it was my motto my entire life. But it wasn't until I had the Dan Hardy actually say it that it resonated. And to this very day, it's what I hold, true to. And what it was, time is our biggest enemy. Tomorrow's never promised. We have to make the most of every single moment. And I'd be damned if I allow someone to consume my time and to not be of value into my life. And and for me to not be of value to them. And it was through these trips and through these conventions that I met Lisa Wilbur. On that Making Dreams Come True, after I had met you, we were at this leadership seminar, which was boring to tears. It was just boring to tears. I mean, keep it up. It was just like me and Wilbur, like, what are we doing here? I don't know what Wilbur was doing there. So I come in the room and Wilbur's like, you over here. And I was like, hi. She's like, I don't know if you know who I am, but are you sitting with anyone? And I said, no. She's like, you can sit with me. You don't have to. I'm like, of course. I knew who she was my whole life. So I sat next to her, and that's when my connection with Wilbur, we connected on Facebook that moment. And after slowly but surely, I then met Lisa Scola through you. Teresa Paul, I had met at a conference. Me and Teresa, we didn't know much of each other either at the time. I didn't know Carla. It was through you I met Carla as well. And it was then that I, you know, I'm gonna keep it real. We have a private chat. You know, there's many of us who have private chats, sure. And is when we started, you know, expressing frustration, not on social media, but it was through these connections, these intimate connections with people who we can trust, that we began to, you know, express moments that were high moments and low moments where we were disappointed with an incentive, or disappointed with the results of something, or disappointed with something else, but we were able to talk about it, share ideas, you know, motivate and uplift one another. And it was there that the people that you surround yourself with and what you take away from that is what helped build me. I would not be here today if it wasn't for the people I surrounded myself with. And I would not have surrounded myself with those people if I was not at these conventions, if I was not at RepFest, if I did not meet these people, if I did not bond with these people, if I did not connect with these people on an intimate level, on an emotional level, on just so many aspects. We've cried together. We've shared very intimate stories together that have nothing to do with Avon. And it was through these bonds that I made with these individuals that inspired me to continue my business and not give up. And then I look at it and I say, so many people who don't have what I have, the blessing that I have, which are the very few people that have touched my life and I call family. And I say to myself, if I didn't have those people, I wouldn't be here today. And then I look back at all these reps, 95% of the reps who are on social media, who don't have that connection, who don't have that bond.
Agreed.
And I see them leave their business, and I see them quit, and I see them get defeated. And at times I feel like, I know I'm one person. I know Molly's one person. I know, you know, people in these groups are just one, you know, it's just one of us. And we're not allowed to have that intimate connection with just everyone. But God, I wish everyone had, you know, accountability partners as we are to each other. I wish everyone opened themselves out to not just say team, team, team. You know how many leaders out there are intimidated by me for some reason? They think I'm going to poach their team member because they're in my group. It's the most like delusional thing ever. And I'm assuming you get a lot of that too. You get a lot of that. And we all do.
As much as we preach against it, we say don't, but I think they are. I think they do fear that.
They fear that.
But you got to keep it real. Number one, you're going to hear all of us say, look, we have people who've come because they don't like their leaders and say, hey, I want to come sign up on your team. And we're like, no, your success does not depend on your leader. Your success. And where did we learn that, JP? We learned that through going to these things, through going to RepFest, that stop making someone else responsible for your success and own it. Own it yourself and get your accountability part. Being on my team is not going to change you, and it's not going to change your business. Being on JP's team is not. Being on Scola's team is not. But you can absolutely be a difference, a change, and follow the right people. But come to these things, because these things are what make a difference. And I get the fact that when nobody else around you, I wish I had a mommy around me like you do, JP, that so gets it, that bought you into it, because I've got family who still doesn't get. They don't get what I do. It doesn't matter how much money I make. It doesn't matter that I don't have to. They don't get it, but it's so nice to be surrounded by people who get your frustration. You know, if I say I'm frustrated with Avon on something in the world out here, well, I don't blame you. You should quit. I don't know why you do that anyways. And I'm like, this is not the support I need. But when I go to people who get it and go to my friends and say, wow, man, this is how I'm feeling. And to hear somebody say, I feel you. I know. I get it. But you're going to be okay. You don't put this kind of work into something and then quit. Are you kidding? You just don't do that. And I love that, it is true. Accountability partners. This is where so many of us found the dearest friendships we'll ever have in our life. I get mad at my friends, okay? I do. I get mad at my friends. They piss me off sometimes because I don't like what they say. And, I'm just like, get out of here. But you know what? They're exactly where I left them. And that's different. That's different. I remember struggling with some things, and I just didn't want anything to do with anybody. I think it was around the time my dad died. And I remember, JP, you sent me a private message and you said, you're going through so much and you feel like you need to just push us away, but know that we are here when you're ready to come. We're right here for you. There was such a respect for the fact that you guys kind of knew that I needed the space, but yet you said, don't worry, because we're always going to be here, because that's who we are. And I don't think I could have expressed it then, but it just meant so much. And people, you don't know what you're missing not coming and just being a part. JP, talk about the general sessions for a second. Talk about the excitement. Talk about being in the midst of it all.
Oh my God, yes. So, okay, so for starters, we're both getting emotional here, by the way, because I'm like all teary-eyed right now.
I know,
I love
I'm
this
sorry.
woman so much.
I wasn't going to talk about that, but I did.
No, but I wanted to go before we talk about general session. Sometimes you have, some people say, well, I'm not successful because I'm not on Molly Stone Bibbs' team, because she can motivate someone like no one else, but because I'm not on her team, I'm not going to be successful. Or, my leader doesn't motivate me. You know how many times I'm telling a team member the same thing over and over again. They don't get it, but they go to one of these conventions and they hear someone else say it. And all of a sudden it just clicks, because for some reason they can connect with that individual. And that is why it's rewarding, because that's what this business is about. It's impossible for one person to lead an entire army. It's impossible, and everything they say you do. But when you go to these trips, there's someone you're going to relate to. There's a story that's going to inspire, that's going to shake you to the core like nothing else would ever do. But you will never know that if you're not there. You will never know that, oh, but I'm watching it on live feed. Oh, thanks, Molly, for sharing. I think this year we should just ban any live feeds. That's it. You're not there too bad. Yeah. I ain't doing it.
But they'll still never get it, JP, because there's nothing like the whole physical, emotional, spiritual, you call it whatever you want to. But being in the midst of it, you don't know until you're there. You have not. It's on live. You're right. There's nothing close to being there. Nothing close to being there. So share some of that with us being there.
Absolutely. So, first off, you think you know Avon? You think you know this little book that you share, you collect an order? Yay, I made $100, or yay, I made $50. You don't know squat. You don't know nothing. You don't know this opportunity. You don't know how much money is on the freaking table that you're leaving behind unless you are there. I am sorry, Cookie, but there's no way to cut it. You're either born with it and you just you're just meant to be in direct sales, or you need to be molded. And 90% of us need it. 98% of us, 98, including me and Molly, we needed to be molded. And it was these conferences that molded us. So the moment you walk in there, right, you're treated like you're a celebrity. Dude, you get this name badge with all your titles, and it's an exclusive name badge, and it's your honor, it's your pride. And guess what? 90% of the people there are not even PC members, are maybe just PC members, or, they're maybe just a promoter or a star promoter. They're not there yet. But when you walk around and you see those long name badges with all those titles, you're like, damn. You look at that and you're like, And you ask that. Feel free to ask that person, hey, may I ask you, how long have you been with Avon, and how long did it take you to get that color ribbon or that title? 100% of the time, they will stop. And they will tell you how they did it, and they will share their journey. That's the one thing that you just can't. It's not going to happen if you're not there.
Right.
You
That's
go
right.
there, you get this $150 goodie bag with this fabulous looking bag, which is like the cutest bag ever.
I
Um,
know.
and you start, you customize your own sessions. You take things that you feel like you're lacking. I need more knowledge on fundraising. Let me take that. I need more knowledge on beauty certification, whatever it is. You customize whatever you feel that is a flaw in your business. You're going to take and you're going to absorb that knowledge that's being given. You're going to be seated at different conferences. You're going to meet new people. And I challenge you, every person who's sitting on your left hand, your right side, take their contact information, ask them where they're from, and ask them how they got their level of badges, or if this is their first Rep Fest. Connect with them on Facebook. That's the first thing. Now you're not gonna be able to experience that anywhere, any other way than not being there. And then from there, we go into general session, and oh my God, like hold on to your seat, because you in for a roller coaster, because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I'm okay. My mind just went somewhere else, and I'm not gonna go there. But you want, you are just, you have free goodies. Last year they gave away a car. You have so much. And we found out Project Runway last year. We had Tim Gunn surprises, which is, in my opinion, that was like the coolest thing ever. The new incentive. Oh my God. I kind of have an idea where next year's incentive is going to be. I kind of have an idea, an inkling, and it's going to be the most epic announcement we have ever in our history of trips ever gotten. You won't know what it is. You won't be moved. You'll be home and like, oh, so it's going to be a cruise, or it's going to be a trip to Europe, or it's going to be
Yeah.
wherever it's going to be.
Right.
You can be like, oh, cool. No, 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 no. You're not there. You don't understand how a horde of six, 10,000 people just stand up and are cheering and are just so just
Yeah.
pumped. You don't get that.
Yeah.
And then last
Yes.
year we walked away with like over $1,000 worth of free.
Oh yeah.
We walked away
No,
with a bunch
don't be
of stuff.
sorry. Don't you dare be sorry, though.
Sorry. I don't have. Sometimes I don't have a filter. I forget this isn't my group.
His filter is off. It's okay.
We got like freaking 5 months worth of Aspira stuff before anyone else.
My God. I didn't know that was coming. That was awesome.
That was so epic. And then we walk, we walk out of every general session and they have a crap ton of goodie bags. You know that $150 goodie bag you got? Well, here's another one, and here's another one. I mean, you can have one. It was like, yo, bro, like seriously, like what? Like, are you like, how did you not make an investment to come here? And I'm gonna tell something. Right now, I think it's a little late for a lot of people to join still. But I'm gonna tell you something. This year, they're gonna announce where next year's Rep Fest is gonna be. And when they do, your asses, everyone who's watching this, everyone in all these groups better log in to Avon Rep Fest 2019, and you better register and have it and take the early bird special, because I'm assuming they're gonna have that, and book it. And what you're going to do for the next few months is you're going to start saving for a hotel. You're going to start connecting on social media. You have Tina Patton's group, the Avon Rep Fest group, which I think is an incredible group, to meet new people and find a roommate. Join these groups. There are groups out there. And connect with people. Start booking that right now. Start solidifying now. And now your mission is to start taking team members with you. You have an entire year. And I want everyone to do that. And I'm sorry, Buttercup, but if you ain't doing it this year, there is no excuse next year. If you didn't go this year, I don't want to hear the excuses next year. I don't care what happened. You get your ass there. Because if not, you're just dwelling in life. Why are you an Avon rep? Ask yourself, why are you an Avon rep? Why do you do what you do? To just earn $50, $100 every 2 weeks? Or would you like earning maybe $500 to $2,000 every 2 weeks?
Absolutely.
You won't know your worth. You won't know it until you're there, because it's statistics. People go on these trips and their life changes, their business changes, and I see it. I see the results from people who went last year and seeing them now today, and it's just, it's amazing. And that is what brings me the greatest joy in this business.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. I know that in the direct sales world, period, I don't care what company is, and believe me, I watch them all. I watch our competition. I watch the tools that we use, like send out cards. I watch all of that. And there is nothing in this business that is more important than being at your national convention. And that is where the movers and the shakers are. And if you want to be a mover and a shaker, that is where you're supposed to be. And I get that some people, you're right, they're not going to be able to be there this year. But I feel like with these pop-up streams, and especially this one, this is epic. How in the world could you not go ahead and start putting money away and planning? I don't get, they're going to tell us in a couple of weeks, we're going to know where we're going. If it is not important to you, you cannot expect it to be important to anybody else. And if you're not going to national, how do you expect the people around you to take you seriously? I'm serious about my business, but I don't go to the conventions. I don't go to the What do you mean you don't go to your national convention? Even companies, period, have conventions. If there's a tool industry, they all send you to conventions and they go. It is an investment in your business, in yourself, because I got to tell you, I leave exhausted every single time,
You
but
of all people.
I leave a better person. It is such a good exhaustion. Lee will tell you, I come home sick every year. He's like, it's all the people that you've been hugging. You hug all the people and like you get sick when you come home. And I'm like, I don't care, because if that helped anybody that, by the way, when we do what we're doing right now, this is about our company. This is about our livelihood. This is about, whether this is a side hustle for you, full-time, helping you get through nursing school, whatever it is that you're doing this is about raising the company up, which in essence lets them know how important this business is to us, because we are the business. The representatives are the business. We have fabulous products, but we are the company that's known for representatives. We are the company who's known for the personal contact. We are the company who's known for ding dong, Avon's calling. Sorry, people, social media or not, we are that company. That's who we are. And it's not anymore just Avon, the company for women and a few good men. It's a company for everyone. I think that's what the logo
It's the
should
company
say.
of opportunity.
It's the company for everyone. It is the company for opportunity to be something more than you ever thought. And I don't just mean money. Money is a great thing that you can earn, but it can change you. It can change your life. It can change how you look at yourself. When everybody else has stomped all over you and treated you like you're a nobody and left you in the dust, you're going to figure out you are somebody. You're here for a reason. And this can be your vehicle to just inspire yourself and others. JP, gosh, there's a reason I always save you till the end, because I always know you're going to bring it. You're always going to bring it in the end. And he's honest. I mean, y'all got to say, he's not just all roses. I mean, look, JP is a person that when there's something he see and he don't like it, he'll say, you might probably go find somebody who like it, but I don't like this. You can only respect that, because the person who tells me they love everything, I go, really? Really?
They sipping on the Kool-Aid. They sipping on the
That's
Kool-Aid.
exactly right. Get off the Kool-Aid, baby. That's exactly right. Get out of Kool-Aid. Oh my gosh, Lisa Wilbur's probably rolling if she's watching this right now.
She's not watching it.
I believe that if you don't come and you don't take a few seconds of JP's time, you are missing out on an opportunity that, if you think he's great here on social media, the way he shares, if you love what he does, let him know. And I don't mean by giving him a like and giving him a heart. If you're there, don't be scared to go up to these people that you have really just connected with. Something about what they say. They're there. We're there for you. We are not there to, oh, hi, yes, see us on social media. That's not who we are. We are here for you. And I know he is. He loves it. He will be exhausted at the end of something, and somebody can walk up to him 3 seconds later after he's like, I'm done. I'm going to the room. And somebody will walk up to him and he's like, baby. And I'm like, oh my God, where did that come from? He just rolls it out and finds it again. And but nobody's getting it till I get it. Formidable Four get him first. And I haven't seen him in forever. The rest of them have seen him. So I am like getting it. That's it. That's number one. I get to see him. JP, thank you so much. You are always just a thrill to have anything, to be able to talk to you, but to be able to share, because it comes from such a place that you just love this company so much and everything it stands for in general with the reps. So I cannot wait to see you in 2 weeks. Everybody, I will be putting this on YouTube. This is one you want to share. So when I get it on YouTube, that YouTube you're going to be able to take, and you're going to be able to share it in your emails through Avon Vibe and everything else. Get it to your people, because what if there is one more person who can come? JP may be the person who can touch their lives.
I have 4 people join today. 4 people decide to go today. 4. Today.
My gosh.
And they have until the 15th to get a name badge.
2
Just
weeks.
saying.
2 weeks. He said, look, he said 2 weeks. He says 2 weeks.
And before I go,
he's going to pick JP up and he's going to squeeze him hard. I know what's going to happen. I see it all the time. So we will see you in 2 weeks, my friend. Everybody, don't forget to join him.
In 10 minutes, I will go live. Avon Makeover
Give him 10 minutes, okay? And then he is going to share something fabulous with you on his, what's the name of your page again, JP?
Avon Makeover Center. It's a like page. And then I will share it on the Beauty Business Experience. Everyone can share it on any platform. And eventually you can share it in your emails. You could it's going to be uploaded to YouTube. Excellent. You can just share it. And it's going to help convert those leads that have been joined.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Can't wait to see it. See you soon, my friend. I love you.
Love you, baby. Bye, everyone.